welcome to episode 5 of Saving Face the podcast. I'm your host, Rosie Burnham, and I'm here today with a good friend and neighbor named Wen. Welcome, Wen.
Hi, Rosie.
You have to speak up there, Wen.
I'm nervous, okay?
It's okay, I'm nervous too. I don't know what I'm doing. That's also the point of this, is that I don't know anything about skincare and I don't know anything about podcasting. And I barely know anything about living in Taiwan.
I'm still figuring it out.
So
yeah.
It's fine. This is not a professional context that we're in here. So we are drinking today some red wine that we went and picked up at 7-Eleven. Mm-hmm. And we are going to wear some face masks today. So, Wen, why don't you tell us a little bit about the face mask that you picked out today?
Shrek.
Mm-hmm. Amazing.
I picked Shrek because I find it interesting.
It is interesting.
You know, they had to put Shrek in a face mask to advertise. So, yeah.
Yep, so Wen's got Shrek. I've got Fiona. Her face will be green and mine will be pink. But mine should be green too if we're staying true to the film, because Fiona was also an ogre, but she was a girl ogre, so I guess pink is fine. And we'll be talking about lots of different things about Wen's experiences in Taiwan and how those are similar and different to most people's experiences coming to Taiwan. And we'll keep drinking wine. And what else will we do? I think that's...
What else will we do?
I should do this part at the end after we're done,
I know,
so that I can act like I know how to tell the story.
I need to drink more.
Okay, so we're gonna drink more wine. Okay, let's talk about 7-Eleven, because we got this wine at 7-Eleven, and it was a steal. We got 2 bottles of red wine
for 400 NT. 400
NT for my mom, who's listening to this. Probably that's like $15 US.
Which is really cheap, because alcohol in Taiwan is really expensive.
It is
especially
expensive.
The wines. It's weird. The taxes are more expensive for alcohol.
Well, didn't it also used to be? I'm talking out of my ass here because I don't know anything about this, but somebody told me that like all the alcohol used to be regulated really heavily by the government. So the only beer and wine you could get were like Taiwan beer was a government beer, and that was the only beer you used to be able to get. And there was like a Taiwan wine too, and then they opened up to like imports.
I don't know about that.
I don't know about it either. This could have been a dream.
Not that old.
I don't know. But I think that if that is true, if I'm speaking true things here, then maybe that's why
you can
write
comment down below.
If you know, right? That's nice plug. Yeah. If you know anything more than I do, which is likely, you can let me know. You can tell us, and we'll make a segment on the next episode correcting my mistakes. So 7-Eleven's good for getting wine at a discounted price. 7-Eleven's also good for...
I mean, it's probably the most convenient store in Asia.
It's a convenience store.
Yeah, because it's a convenience store.
It's a convenience store. And it's fine.
Yeah, I mean, 7-Eleven, imagine if you need money or you need buy booze or groceries. Now they actually have groceries too.
Yeah, they have like whole
vegetables, eggs and stuff.
Everything you need.
And like if you want to buy, what else? If you want to post.
Yeah, if you want to like send something.
You want to photocopy.
Photocopy
like
something.
Imagine in the West you have to drive like to get everything done. It would take like maybe 3 hours.
You just go to
7-Eleven.
You just go
10
to
minutes,
7.
everything's
done. You can pay your bills there.
Oh yeah.
You can pay your bills. You can order a taxi. You can
use the internet.
You can use their internet. You can just sit there all day. I have my Chinese classes there.
And some 7-Elevens have bathrooms.
Yeah,
so
and they're nice.
You can actually just have lunch there and buy a drink there.
And the AC. Oh my god.
The AC. You can buy stationaries too.
Yeah, you can buy. Kevin showed me one time. You can buy like a lease. Or like a resume, like a template, and then just like fill it out and be like, all right, here's my lease for my new apartment.
So it's a convenience store.
It is
highly
convenient. Wow, the wonders of living in Taiwan, truly. I've heard that it's really, I've never been to Japan, but I've heard that 7-Elevens in Japan are maybe even better.
Actually, it's the Family Mart is from Japan, so it's it's mostly Family Mart. Not
Here, Family Mart's like knockoff 7-Eleven.
actually. Taipei is Family Mart.
Really?
Yeah, 7-Eleven is Tainan thing.
Really?
So 7-Eleven is uni president, and they the you know the what's called the baseball team.
Mm-hmm.
That's 7-Eleven. So if the baseball team in Tainan wins, 7-Eleven goes discount.
Wow, I did not know this. I need to pay more attention to baseball.
Yeah, and if it's the Taipei brothers team, if they win, then it's a Family Mart. Will be on discount. Yeah.
Wow, everybody wins.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
Mm-hmm. And there's a 7-Eleven every corner.
That's true. Yeah, they're like Starbucks.
24 hours.
24 hours, which Wen just told me on the way to 7-Eleven. I never knew this. That 7-Eleven was originally named 7-Eleven because it was open from 7 to 11
from the U.S.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I never knew.
And then Taiwan's just like, we're going to make it 24 hours.
Yeah, because you know what?
Because we're badass.
Why the fuck not?
Yeah.
I fucking love Taiwan. Sweet. Well, before we put on these masks, Wen, I want to ask you, as I think I've been asking all my guests. I can't remember anymore because I never listened to these before I post them. But what brought you to Taiwan?
Well, it's a boring story, actually.
Well, first tell us.
Pretty embarrassing, actually. Okay, I was raised in South Africa. I'm originally Taiwanese. You can see that. You can tell.
I can't. They can't. We're not doing the video.
Yeah.
This time.
So my family immigrated to South Africa when I was really, really, really young, and I came back here because to study university. Pretty embarrassing. I couldn't get into a good university in South Africa, so I got into like some other universities, but I didn't want to go there. So my mom was like, "Well, do you want to go back to Taiwan?" And I said, "Not really, but you know, NCKU, which is Chengda, the university in Tainan, I could get in. You know, I applied and I got in, and so I was just like, okay." So I flew back and stayed here for over 11 years, actually.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's been 11 years.
Wow. You've been here the whole time? You didn't
move
back at all?
No.
Wow.
No, I didn't. I don't want to move back because I want to go somewhere new. Like a new place. I don't want to go back to South Africa. I've been there for 15 years. Taiwan, now it's like 11 years. So I want to move somewhere else. And I tried because of the COVID. Ugh. I had to come back and I'm stuck here. So
where were you going to go?
I moved myself to Germany.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So I moved my cat there, everything. And then I came back for like family, funeral basically. And I had to come back. I didn't want to come back, but I had to because it's a very important funeral. And then the COVID hit. And you got stuck here? I'm stuck here, yeah. So all my stuff in Berlin, basically, my flatmate moved out, so she moved all her stuff, all my stuff, to her parents' house. Yeah. And it's just waiting for you? Yeah, it's waiting for me. She's like, yeah, you come back, it's right here, don't worry about it. Which is great. Wow. I have very good friends in Germany. That's good. Yeah, that's good. You got it. Well, at least you got it set up and there for you when you're ready to go. Man, what shit timing, though. I know, right? Oh. God. I tried to leave like twice, and finally last year I'm like, all right, that's it, I'm done. Packed my bag, took my cat with me, and yeah, I'm back here in Taiwan. Hey, guess what? Yeah. But you know, I have to say, like, coming back to Taiwan is one of the most easiest place to live, and I never have to worry if I come back here with nothing. No apartment, no house, no job, no money. Within a month, you get to stand up again. You know, just like yeah, you can just figure it out. Yeah, that's true. And they're really helpful and supportive to foreigners too. Like coming here and getting you set up. And like I went to the health office today because when I had my residence card extended, I didn't realize that I was also supposed to go and get my health insurance extended. I just forgot that part. So my health insurance expired. Whoops. And then I was putting it off because I was thinking it was going to be this whole like bureaucratic thing. And then I go in today and they were so nice. So the lady that I was working with, because my Chinese is not very good still,
So she didn't speak very much English, but she called a lady over to come and help me, and they were like so nice, and she was explaining every little thing to me, and they got me all set up, and they're like, you know what, we're just gonna make it look like you had health insurance last month.
It's nice.
It was so sweet, and I'm like, they at first they're like, did you just get here? I'm like, no, I've been here for 2 years. I just still don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, Taiwan is really nice in that way. They help foreigners, right?
Mm-hmm.
But speaking of that, like, I mean, I'm Asian looking. I don't look white at all. So they don't really treat me like a foreigner. They would just be like, yeah, just do this and do that.
Figure
and
it out.
How?
Yeah.
And then they're just what? Like, how can you not understand this? You know? And you're not going to be like, oh, I wasn't raised here. You don't want to be like that. So you just like try to ask like your Taiwanese friends for help because I really don't understand. Or sometimes they use these big words in Chinese and I don't understand.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what?
Did your parents speak Chinese at home?
Yes.
Growing up?
Yes, but it's like, it's not formal. Like, I don't know how to speak formal Chinese. I don't even know. Yeah, I don't know how to write a formal letter. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So at home, my dad, we have this rule at home is we can only speak Chinese at home because he caught us, me and my sister, once, like, we were speaking English. We were just talking, you know, speaking English to each other. My dad walked past and he's just furious. He's so furious and he's like, hey, at home you speak Chinese. Oh, wow. Don't forget your language. And we're just like, okay, Jesus. Okay. So yeah, we have to speak Chinese at home.
Okay.
So I am fluent. I don't have an accent speaking Chinese. People will be like, wait, are you really from overseas? Like, Chinese is, you know, really good. Yeah, you know, I'm like, yeah, well.
So do you find yourself like explaining your situation over and over again, or did you at the beginning, or have you always just been like, let people assume what they are gonna assume and figure it out?
I think I used to explain, and by the end it's like past few years I'm just like, yeah, whatever, you can think whatever you want. Like, do you feel you're more Chinese, Taiwanese, or South African? And I'm like, I don't even want to answer that. I'm like, I don't know. Yeah, just what do you think? I think you're South African. Yeah, okay, that. Oh, I think you're Taiwanese. No, Taiwanese will say I'm Taiwanese. Foreigners, like foreigners will say, oh no, you're a foreigner. So it depends who I'm hanging out with.
That's so weird.
Yeah, because Taiwanese, like, they kind of generally they like to claim, oh yeah, you are from Taiwan, so you are Taiwanese. You know, even though I don't think Taiwanese, but they would still say, but you're Taiwanese. Whereas the foreigners would be like, you don't think Taiwanese at all, so you're not a Taiwanese, you know? Yeah. But really, like, this label thing, I don't really care.
Yeah. Yeah. So do you think it's annoying when people do that, when they just kind of decide for you? Or is it like a relief that you don't have to make up?
Yeah. 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 I just don't really care anymore. Yeah. 0 fucks to give.
Did you care at the beginning, though? Is that a product of,
I did, actually. I did care at the beginning.
Here, let's put on our face masks while we talk.
All right. In the beginning, yeah, I think, you know, you like try to be different. I'm young, I'm different. Oh, I'm not really Taiwanese. Oh, I'm part of, you know, I'm different. And you want to be that, so you're like, I think I'm more South African. I mean, I don't feel South African either any longer, actually. No, I mean, I haven't been back.
I mean, yeah.
I've only been back twice. How do I put this thing on? Just rub it?
Yeah. Okay. That's why the mirror's here too, so if you want to look. But just like a thin, even layer. Yeah, if it's too thick, it'll never, because this is a clay mask. So we're, now for the listeners, we are putting on our clay Shrek masks.
You can see I'm really bad at this, because it's like I'm painting.
Listen, I can't see shit. I took my glasses off.
Oh, yes.
But yeah, it is like you're painting on your face, but you don't want like too thick of blobs, because otherwise it'll take forever to dry. So the thing about the clay mask is...
But why is yours so like smooth and mine's just like lumpy and ugh?
I don't know. Maybe they're different.
Okay.
Listen, remember at the beginning when I told you I don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to this stuff? The Shrek marketing worked on these. I saw Shrek and Fiona on these, and I was like, hell yeah. I got these in Korea, so we can't even read the directions on here.
Yeah, we have to look at the numbers. Yeah. How long did I put this thing on? Oh, it says 10 to 15.
10 to 20.
10 to 20.
10 to 20. It's fine. Whatever.
We can do 15 because, 10 to 20.
Yeah, it's a nice average. Mm-hmm. We can do whatever the hell we want, Wen. Okay, I can't see what I'm doing here. Don't let me forget to take a selfie of us before we're done, because...
So you can't even see the color. Can you see?
I can see color. Taking off my glasses doesn't make me colorblind.
No, I meant the thickness of. I was meaning to say the thickness of my mask.
It seems, if I get really close to you, I can see it. Okay. It seems fine. It's fine.
I think I'm done. I think I'm done then. Wait, I forgot.
You gotta do your little mustache area. Wow. We are so attractive right now.
No, I look just like Shrek.
Wow. Amazing. He is a heartthrob. Okay, and now, this is the part I always forget, though. Our hands are covered in face masks, so we have to pause, wash our hands real quick.
Yeah, I use both of my hands. Like, what a fucking idiot.
Wen's new to this, so everybody just cut her some slack. She's doing great. She's doing a great job. I don't know how you expect to drink your wine when both of your hands are covered in Shrek.
I know, I was like,
What we need is a straw. Oh, nice. Wow, you're talented. See? I wish we were doing the video so people could see your talent. For the listeners, Wen's all of her fingers are covered in green slime, and she just used like her wrists and palms to pick up her glass of wine and drink it, and not a drop was spilled. I'm so impressed. Mm-hmm. If that was me, there would be wine everywhere. Computer would be ruined. End of the podcast. All right, so we're gonna take a quick pause. We're gonna wash our hands. We'll be right back. All right, we are back. Welcome back, Wen. How does your face feel so far?
Hard.
Already?
Like dry and yeah.
Does it feel cooling at all? Yours has mint in it.
No. I was expecting like a fresh, but no, it just feels like this shit on my face.
All right, well, maybe give it some time, and then maybe it'll feel nice. All right, so we were chatting before we put our Shrek masks on. We were chatting about your kind of unique experience coming to Taiwan, because some people view you as Taiwanese and some people view you as South African, and you kind of view yourself as both or neither. Or...
Well, okay, like here in Taiwan, people will definitely see me as Taiwanese, and Taiwanese will see me as Taiwanese because I don't look any different. Mm-hmm. But the way I think is definitely not Taiwanese.
So what do you mean by that? Because I kind of know what you mean by that.
No, being superstitious or I don't know. Like, to think of an example right now. You're gonna edit that, right?
I can. I don't know. I think it's. Here's the thing, and I haven't really talked about this yet because we're still early on. We still only have 17 listeners in this thing.
Okay.
But the thing about starting this podcast that I didn't think all the way through is that we do kind of feel like we have to be careful about what we say, because we're at least.
I don't want to. I mean, I experience different weird things that Taiwanese do that to me. It's just weird. Like, why would they do this? Mm-hmm. But I don't want to badmouth them, you know? Yeah. I mean, I love this place because, I was born here. This is also my country. Mm-hmm. And I do like it. But it's just, to me, it's like some things are just so weird.
Right. Yeah, and it's just like certain
almost
things.
Almost illogical. It's like, there's no logic to it. Yeah.
The logic is, it goes in some roundabout way that I'm not used to.
And the law, too, it's so arbitrary sometimes. Mm-hmm. Like, I got a DUI and I got a DUI. They sent me to the courthouse, right? Mm-hmm. And they put me in jail. In jail, yeah, I was in jail. They handcuffed me.
What?
Why do you have to handcuff this 28-year-old girl just to take me to the police station? You know. Yeah. Anyway, so so I got a DUI. They put me in the courthouse, and then that was around 5 a.m. and then 5 p.m. Finally, they called my name because I kept asking them what's going on? Can you please tell me? And they're like, you have to wait. Like, wait for what? And It was horrible. It was a horrible experience. Anyway, so finally they called my name. So all right, come, and then you in this room, and you with like I think they inspectors or judges. I think they're inspectors.
Mm-hmm.
Not very sure. So they're like, do you know what you did, this and this and that? Do you deny? It's like, no, I don't deny. So do you, whatever. It's like, all right, you can go. You'll wait for a letter.
Mm-hmm.
I got the letter, and I was fined about 1,000 US, which is very little because the actual, if in Taiwan, if you get a DUI, it's actually 2,000 US immediately, right? But I got 1,000 only, which is 30,000 NT. So I got lucky, and it all depends on the inspector that day, right? So I paid my fine, and then I went to DMV because they take away my license. I went to DMV, and they're like, oh, they only fined you 30,000. We're gonna have to fine you another 15,000 NT. I'm like, what?
At the DMV?
Yeah. So I was like, what? And like, yeah. So if they don't fine you over this amount, then we can fine you again. Yeah. So I'm like, so I ended up paying. So I'm like, but the courthouse, that was my sentence or whatever you want to call it. Yeah. So
they decided.
Yeah, but the DMV, they want more money.
Weird.
So it just. So I was like, but the courthouse, and like, no, that's the courthouse. That's not. We are the DMV.
Oh, and they're the justice system too.
Oh yeah, exactly. So to me, it just doesn't make. Yeah,
that doesn't make sense.
The law is a bit. Yeah, it's arbitrary sometimes.
Yeah, man. Yeah, there's so many things that like I've encountered, and I've heard of people encountering that just I cannot wrap my brain around it, and like so many. So last year I worked at a public school, and there was a good amount of foreign teachers there, but it was probably 75% local teachers, 25% foreign teachers,
right?
And all of the admin was local staff, and for the most part things ran smoothly and stuff. But the times when there was conflict between the foreign staff and the local staff was when there were these instances of like, we have to follow this rule even though it's just an inconvenience to everybody and it doesn't make any sense, and it's like, and you can't figure out where it's coming from. So we're like, okay, who says we have to do this, like file this paperwork that's useless for we've all got other things to do or whatever. We have to follow these steps to do something for somebody somewhere that like is so
who
we don't know. And it's like that, even the act of us questioning that was like, would get on their nerves. Yes.
And speaking of like, asking questions here, I mean, I majored physical therapy, and I did my internship in Taiwan, obviously. So the system here I really don't like it. That's why I didn't carry on with physical therapy. That's one of the reasons. So working in the hospital as an intern physical therapist, you have supervisors that are licensed physical therapists, but we are also under a rehabilitation doctor. So when the patient comes to us, they go to the doctor first, and then they come to us, and then I would see like whatever the doctor wants us physical therapists to do, to help the patient, are things that just doesn't match to what us as physical therapists think the patient needs, And so I went to my supervisor. I'm like, this doesn't make sense. Like, there's something wrong with the calves, not the other part, And my supervisor was just like, just do it, because whatever happens, they can sue you, right? Yeah. And this is the thing, like, every Taiwanese, they listen to the doctors, and going back to the asking questions, like, a lot of doctors here, if you go to a doctor and you ask them questions like why, they get annoyed. Yeah. They're like, I'm the doctor. Yeah. Don't ask me. Like, I'm right,
And so like authority.
Yeah, and so if you find a really good doctor in Taiwan, that's because a really good doctor to me in Taiwan is they would explain anything you ask. Yeah. Like, why is my knee like this? Or why am I having this pain? Why? They'll be like, well, it could be this and this and that.
Right.
But then you get doctors being like, just blah blah blah, and just eat the medicine. Those obviously are not good doctors, but they are also doctors. They just don't answer questions.
Yeah.
It's
because they probably don't get a lot.
Yeah.
Like,
because here, generally, Taiwanese, they don't ask questions.
No.
Even in classrooms.
mm-hmm.
Like kids, right?
Yeah.
You can see, you notice that. Like, they don't ask any questions.
No. So you don't know if they understand.
Yeah. And so I would get annoyed. I'm also an English teacher. Like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so I make my students ask questions.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, we don't, I don't know, I get annoyed. Or, I don't know, like, for example, if you don't know how to spell something, I give them the sentence pattern. How do you spell? How do you write?
Mm-hmm.
And I want you to ask me the question.
Mm-hmm.
So they're like, oh, basketball. They go to their classmates like, and I'm like, hey, I'm right here. Yeah. Just say the sentence. Yeah, just ask me. Raise your hand and ask me. And I'm trying to encourage them to not feel, I don't know, scared or encourage them to ask questions.
Yeah. So I wonder if, and this is like, I feel like this has come up in a couple conversations just that I've had with foreigners that have been abroad since COVID started. But here in Taiwan, the COVID situation is pretty much non-existent because, well, for a variety of reasons. But I almost wonder if one of them is because people don't ask questions. It's like when they say wear a mask, you wear a mask.
Well, yeah. Well, it's also in the Asian culture that I think it's more of a Japanese culture, but Taiwan is also like,
they have Japanese influence.
Yeah. So, so about like respecting. Mm-hmm. We have to respect others as well. Mm-hmm. For example, like in the public transportation, people try not to make too much noise.
Yeah.
But you do get someone that would talk really loudly in the phone, but
mm-hmm.
But
for
generally,
the most part, people are really quiet and respectful.
Yeah. And so wearing a mask, it's not just that. Like, people have been wearing masks since they were kids, right? So if you're sick, they say wear a mask. Mm-hmm. Why? So because you still go into school, but you don't want to affect other people. Mm-hmm. So you wear a mask. Mm-hmm. So the sick people are wearing the mask, not us.
Right.
Yeah, we're not. Yeah, so it's also it's about respect.
Right. Like, but during those like couple months and I think now the mandate's back on, but there was a time when like you had to wear a mask indoors, and it was just maybe just because I'm from the United States and I was like watching the two opposites going on at the same time, because like here it's like, all right, there's a mask mandate, and yes, I definitely think part of it is that people are used to wearing masks here when they're sick anyway, and so then it's like, okay, now wear one even if you're not sick. Okay, sure, not a big deal. We're all used to it. Whereas I'm like watching back home, there's a mask mandate, and 2/3 of the country is like, I'm not wearing a mask. You can't tell me what to do. And
yeah. But also think about SARS wasn't too long ago.
Yeah.
And when SARS, it was way because of SARS, they had experience, right? And imagine that, like, people also had to wear masks.
Yeah.
But they were even more, like, it was more strict.
Yeah.
Like, more strict. Yeah. And during SARS. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so people had experience with this COVID thing, wear a mask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plus just early response here was like,
yes.
It was like February, flights started. I almost didn't get back in because I was in the States when they started shutting down flights.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking, I know, really lucky. And I remember, like, because I was with my family on vacation for Chinese New Year, and we were like, what? Taiwan's being crazy. They're shutting things down. And we thought that it was crazy. And now it's like, thank God.
Because I remember I came back end of December. Mm-hmm. And then towards, like, beginning, like, the second week of January, there was, like, this whole COVID virus rumor going around. Mm-hmm. And my brother-in-law, so my whole family was in Taiwan. My brother-in-law, he was supposed to go to China for business. And he bought, like, this crazy mask, like this old, like, these masks. And my sister, she's like, what are you doing? It's like, did you not see the news? Like, there's a virus going on in China, and I have to go there, and I don't want to go, just this is precaution. And then he decided not to go in the end, which is good. Mm-hmm. He decided not to go. They all went back to South Africa. And then it just went crazy in Taiwan. it went crazy, and nothing is happening in South Africa. But then once it hit South Africa, it obviously
hit hard,
yeah. So, but my sister was like, I need to go back to Taiwan right now. I shouldn't have left Taiwan. Why did I leave?
Yeah.
You know, because Taiwan is doing so well. Just
we can. I mean, you can come over and drink wine. We can go out and
we can
do whatever we want.
Yeah,
it's crazy. It's sometimes I'll post things like on Instagram or whatever of me out with my friends, and I get people from back home being like, "You're being really irresponsible." I'm like, "No, you just don't know what's going on. Like, I'm sorry, life is like that for you. I don't know how I got lucky enough to escape it, but I did." So
yeah, like I took a online German course, online in April, and so the teachers would ask like, "Oh, what are you doing this weekend?" Because everyone is basically doing quarantine.
Right.
Not quarantine, but they just like social distancing. So nothing is open at the time in Germany. Nothing. No gym, nothing. No bars, no clubs, obviously. And so everyone's at home. So I did the online. So even schools are like, everything's online. And the teacher would ask, like, what are you doing this weekend? And I'm like, oh, I might go watch a movie. I'm going to bar with friends, drink some beer. And they're like, wait, what? Things are open there. And I'm like, yeah,
sorry.
Yeah. So what did you do today? Oh, I went to the beach, and I went to gym, and I went to beach, and this and that. It's like, wait, what?
Yeah.
The gym's open. I'm like, yeah. So what's going on in Taiwan? It's like, everything is under control.
Yeah.
Nothing is
We
closed.
escaped.
Yeah, nothing is closed.
Oh yeah, I don't know how. I'm still attributing it to all the lucky clovers that I find here. I find 4-leaf clovers.
It's so easy to find.
Here.
Yeah.
Everywhere here. I found 5 today.
The first one I found, and I was like, oh my God, I found one. I took a picture and everything. Yeah. And then I started like, I don't know, me and clovers, I started looking for clovers, and I found 5 immediately.
Yeah. They're everywhere.
It has to do something with the soil and the water.
No, it's magic.
It's the soil.
It's magic.
I found so many 4-leaf clovers.
You sound like my ex. My ex was like, you're not lucky. It's just that it's polluted over there. And it's like...
Yeah, no, it is. It's the water and the soil.
That is so cynical. No, it's luck. It's magic. We have the power one.
So I did... So, that was during... I was working at this elementary school in the afternoon. And this is like a happy go, like a... extra English class for the kids. And so I was like, oh, guys, we're going to go out and find 4-leaf clovers. Because you know what this for, I'm telling them it's about luck and this and that. So we went out, and I'm like, on the internet it says 1 in every 10,000 or something, right? And so we went there, and then every kid was like, I found one. And I was like, whoa. Okay. It's not that hard.
What we should do is we should contact the Guinness Book of World Records, because when I started finding a lot here, I looked it up, and the most that I could find was like some lady in Australia had found like 75 in her front yard or something like that, and it was like this big news story, and I'm like, bitch, I could do more than that in Taiwan.
Yeah, right there.
If I just walk around the city for an hour, I bet you I could find like hundreds.
No, not a city. You go to
just like even growing in the cracks on the sidewalk. That's what I always find.
Yeah, there's a huge park right there, and you can find 100 clovers. For sure.
You know what? We should do that.
4-leaf clover hunting.
We should do a 4-leaf clover hunt. We should. Okay, any of you listeners who are in Tainan, which is probably at least half of them, let us know if you want to be part of our 4-leaf clover scavenger hunt, and we'll set that up. It'll be an event.
Yeah.
We'll see how many we'll see if we can break the world record.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah. All right, let's go ahead and rinse this shit off our face.
Okay.
We'll come back for a quick last word of wisdom from you, and then we'll say goodbye for today. Be right back. Alrighty, we are back.
Rosie's face is red.
My face is fucking red. I don't know if I'm having like an allergic reaction to the Fiona mask.
Well, I'm hoping my face is not green.
Your face doesn't look green, but
I have a darker skin, so
we can't really tell. Well, my hair is also pink, so I have a feeling the pink tones are bringing out the pink tones.
No. If you look at your neck and your face.
Is it really?
Difference? Yeah. Your face is red.
It's bright red, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta turn the AC off. It's probably... I turned it on to cool me down a little bit. But
I feel hot.
So, but no worries, because if I'm having like a severe allergic reaction and I die, Wen has agreed to take over the podcast.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do it.
Oh,
Let's go to the job. So we'll see, okay?
You just said you do. You're already going back on your word. Wow. All right, Wen. Well, how does your face feel? We know how my face feels. How does your face feel? Dry.
I'm gonna have to put some lotion, face lotion. No, that happens every time I clean my face. It's like I have a very dry skin. So.
Well, you're supposed to moisturize after you wash it, but after a mask, it should feel nice. It doesn't feel. It feels dry.
I have very good moisturized face lotion.
So I think the lesson from today is
if you look pink already, don't put pink.
No. I was gonna say don't trust the face masks just because they have Shrek on them.
Okay. Hey, mine was fine. The green one is okay. Next time you should do the green one.
So far,
you should do the green.
Should I do the green one next time?
Yeah.
All right. We'll
Just
switch next time.
Yeah.
But I thought next time you were going to do the shiny gold one.
I'm going to do the shiny gold one, you do the green one.
But then we'll have a Shrek and no Fiona. That's sad.
It's okay. I mean, people break up.
But not them. They're soulmates. She became an ogre for him. Maybe I'm turning into an ogre.
That would be funny.
That would be
that would be great. I would love to see that.
We would really wish we had the video part if I turned into an ogre.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. All right. That'll teach us. Wow.
I mean, I'll think about it next time if I want my face.
Here's the thing about the gold one. So Wen almost chose the gold face mask today. I have this face
glitter.
mask. Okay, it's glittery. It's shiny. It has real gold in it. Okay?
Yeah.
They put real gold flakes in it. So I saw that at the beauty store and I was like, hell yeah. And I bought it. And then I got home and I tried it and it's like a peel off kind. And I don't think those are supposed to hurt. But that shit hurt like a fucking bitch. It was like tearing my own skin off. You think my face is red now? I was like, it took me so long to peel it all off. And it was like beet red. It was like for hours. It was just raw.
Maybe you have soft skin, maybe. Oh no, not that. I just felt her. No,
I'm withered like an old. No, I don't know. Maybe I have sensitive skin, but also I think they duped me because they made it shiny and I wanted to buy it.
Yeah, I mean shiny and glittery.
Yeah,
and
but I think it's just gold. I think it's just glitter glue in a bottle that's marketed to women.
That would make sense.
It smells like glitter glue.
Okay, I'm having second thoughts about the glitter thing next time.
Okay, but someday I'm gonna have a guest on here that's brave enough.
I'm brave enough. I mean, I'll do it.
You keep going back on your word.
Until you say probably glitter glue. I mean, I want to ruin my face.
All right, we'll see. Maybe next time. Okay, but whoever does it, whether it's Wen or maybe someone will beat you to it, you don't know. So you gotta come back.
Fine.
But whoever does it, we gotta do the video part.
We're neighbors. I can literally just walk.
You can. That's the thing. You gotta come back more because.
Okay,
I
have a lot to say.
Actually, I'm finding guests.
I have a lot to say, but people get bored of me.
When?
I do have a lot to say, especially when I'm drunk. Yeah.
Then we need to start drinking earlier next time.
Yes, for sure.
All right. Okay, well, we're going on minute 40 now. So at this point, Wen all I need to ask you is, do you have any parting wisdom?
Parting wisdom?
Yeah, so right now I don't know who's listening to this besides my mom and some people in Taiwan that we already know. But there's some others on there too. But I imagine that eventually when this is the #1 podcast on Apple Podcasts, that it will be mostly listeners who are thinking about moving abroad or are interested in Taiwan in some way or living in Asia in some way. And so I've been asking my guests at the end to just provide like a little nugget of wisdom or some parting words or advice or anything you want to contribute to.
Well, when I came here, I didn't have any like culture shocks or anything, but I was still brave enough to go to a new country. Well, I would say a new country. Like my grandpa's like people want to go overseas, but you came back to Taiwan. But to me, it was like, but I also left to come to Taiwan, you know? So to me, it was like...
That's different.
Yeah. I would say... And then I also moved myself to Germany. Didn't really know anyone. And people are like, wow, you're really brave and independent. And yeah, I see myself as being very independent. To me, I had a friend, she was like, oh, I'm so scared. Because I like encouraged her to come to Taiwan. And she was like, oh, but I'm scared, this and that. I'm like, you know, that first step is always, it's scary. And especially when you're doing it alone. Yeah, the first step. But once you take that first step, it gets so much easier. Like,
because like I can do anything.
Yeah. Like, you would go to another country and be like, yeah, things will work out. Things will work out. Like, whatever path you take, things will work out. And you don't have to worry about money. You don't have to worry about making friends. You know, it's things will work out. Yeah, it will work out okay. Maybe not what you expected.
Yeah.
For sure. But whatever path you take, it's gonna
be fine.
Yeah, it's gonna be fine. And then there's gonna be a new path, and you'll be like, wow, didn't expect this, but it's great, you know? Yeah.
Wow. You know what, Wen? I think that might be my favorite parting wisdom so far from a guest. That's very wise.
Cool.
I love it.
I want to flip my hair because you guys see me.
Do all the gestures that you can think of because nobody's watching.
Yeah.
All right, great. Well, next time we'll have to have you on the video podcast. For the listeners, I know we had Dennis on the video last week. 2 things about that. One, I hate editing that shit. I hate it.
The video.
It takes so long. It's way long because I gotta edit the audio first, then I have to make it match up. It's a whole thing, and I don't know what I'm doing here, so it's a whole thing. Also, this is a podcast. Okay, video's extra, so just don't be so demanding of me. Jeez, like, come on, man. Just like take what you got and love it. And also, like, sometimes people don't want to be on video. I'm talking to all my fans.
I'm 17 right now.
Yeah. All my fans that are just like, they want more
face.
From me and more and more. They just keep asking.
Oh.
Nobody's asking me for shit.
I know. I'm just going along with it.
No, this is my narrative that I've built up in my head, and I would appreciate if you would just flow with that way. So I was too lazy to edit the video this week. Wen didn't really feel like being on the video this week, and that is
I'm not ready to show my face to the world, you know.
You know what? And your face is the world doesn't deserve it yet. They need to earn it.
Okay. There's like I can see like the positive and negative side of it. So I was thinking. I was thinking of the negative.
Oh no.
Well, you're not ready to.
Here I am at the end, just like on a dime, just gonna be a total bitch to you and see how you react. Alright,
you should see my face.
New personality for me. I'm just gonna be mean to everybody who's on this podcast.
It's fun to be mean, actually.
Alright, we'll try it.
Yeah.
In the meantime, if you are still listening, congratulations. You've made it to the end.
44 minutes.
44 fucking minutes. Probably a little more once I add that nice little jingle at the beginning. And make sure that if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, please review, rate, subscribe. I'll be putting this on YouTube, even though there's no video. I'll put just the audio with like a background. Follow us on, what is it? Is it follow or subscribe on YouTube? Subscribe, right?
Yeah. Subscribe. Follow is Twitter and Instagram.
Oh, okay. I have to remember all of them. Okay, so Apple Podcasts, rate, subscribe, review. YouTube, subscribe, like, comment. Instagram
is follow.
Follow, and that is Saving Face the Podcast. All of this is Saving Face the Podcast. Don't forget the, because it's very important. And if you want to be a guest, if you have any questions or anything that you think we should talk about on the show, you can send me an email at savingfacethepodcast@gmail.com. And I'm also looking into having virtual or remote guests on here. So even if you live in a different country and you want to talk about living abroad, or if you don't live abroad and you're just thinking about it and you want to do like a Q&A episode where you ask me all the questions you can think of and I'll do my best to answer them, we can do that too. So if you're interested, shoot me an email or find me on Instagram and we'll work something out.
Yeah, that took 2 minutes for you to like
to just say that all that. Yeah, because I can't fucking remember.
It's 3
again.
minutes now.
Oh my god, we're at 46 minutes. All right.
But anyways, hey, so I have an Instagram. It's Stickman Wen.
Stickman Wen. Say it again slower.
Stickman Wen. Is that good?
That was great. You should be a voice actor.
Oh yeah,
that was beautiful.
Anyway, so Stickman Wen is like a comic strip that would, I mean, if you some of the drawings are like, oh, what's weird about in Taiwan that I find really, it's not like bad or anything. It's just like, oh, this is weird.
All right, she's being modest. Wen does these awesome cartoons. And she's got an Instagram page for it, Stickman Wen. She enunciated very clearly earlier. If you didn't pick it up that time, I can't help you. Follow it. It's amazing. She does all these different cartoons. And yeah, like she said, a lot of them are about life in Taiwan. So if you're interested in hearing more about Wen's perspective, follow Stickman Wen. Or if you just like, a daily dose of some nice little comics in your life.
Mm-hmm.
Get that going.
Just follow.
Like, subscribe. All right, Wen, thank you so much for being a guest this week. I hope we'll have you on again very soon, whether we do the sparkly mask or not. We're going to have lots of fun.
Okay.
And I still haven't thought of a good way to end these things, so I'll just say bye.
Bye, Internet.
It's just glitter glue in a bottle that's marketed to women.
That would make sense.
It smells like glitter glue.